Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. The Lakers took necessary action and released 4 players. With the 2025-26 NBA season set to begin on Tuesday, several teams are working to trim their training camp rosters to minimize the 15 roster spots and 3 two-way contract slots. While some roster cuts were somewhat unexpected, others, like the Los Angeles Lakers, were always anticipated heading into the season. The Lakers have waived guards Augustas Marsoulianis and R.J. Davis, along with forwards Jonathan, Nate Williams and Anton Watson, the team announced. All 4 were in camp on Exhibit 10 contracts and are expected to join the South Bay Lakers in the G League. Marsoulianis, a 2-time WCC Player of the Year at St. Mary's, averaged 14.2 points and 5.9 assists last season before going undrafted. The 6'4" Lithuanian guard didn't appear in any preseason games for LA. Davis, meanwhile, made a strong impression in limited minutes. The former North Carolina standout and 2024 ACC Player of the Year averaged 10.0 points in just over 14 minutes per game while shooting 66.7% from the field. Williams spent last season with the Rockets, starting on a 2-way deal and later earning a standard contract, while Watson, a 2024 second-round pick out of Gonzaga, appeared in 9 games with the Knicks as a rookie. Both saw spot duty for the Lakers this preseason. All 4 players are eligible for Exhibit 10 bonuses worth $85,300 if they remain with South Bay for at least 60 days. With the moves, the Lakers have set their opening night roster, 14 players on standard contracts and 3 on 2-ways. Due to their proximity to the first apron hard cap, the team isn't expected to add a 15th player, at least not right away. Lakers preseason darling was sadly included in flurry of roster cuts. Wonder what would have happened if his dad was on the Team .026 NFL mock draft. Chris Olave trade put Saints in driver's seat, 6 QBs go. Preseason games may not count for anything in the grand scheme of it all, but that does not stop basketball fans from getting attached to certain players and narratives. That is certainly true of Los Angeles Lakers fans, who took a liking to undrafted guard R.J. Davis. Constructing an NBA roster is a numbers game, and even with a strong preseason performance, the numbers were not on Davis's side. Davis was one of 4 players waived by the Lakers on Saturday, with the preseason officially coming to a close. Augustas Marsoulianis, Anton Watson, and Nate Williams were also part of the roster trim down. It's hard to imagine any of those players getting the kind of chance Davis will likely get elsewhere, as there is somewhere in the NBA for the talented young guard to take a roster spot. Lakers had no choice but to waive R.J. Davis despite showing potential in preseason. Davis finished his first NBA preseason with an impressive stat line. The former UNC guard averaged 8.6 points on 50% shooting from both the field and the three-point line in 16.1 minutes per game. Davis scored 10 or more points in 3 of the 5 preseason games he appeared in. He did not play in the Lakers' last preseason game on Friday night, which should have been an indication of his fate. Lakers find new backcourt spark amid LeBron injury. With LeBron James, sciatica, sidelined until at least mid-November, Los Angeles Lakers coach J.J. Redick is turning to veteran guard Gabe Vincent to help steady the team's backcourt alongside Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. Redick offered a preview of his opening night starting lineup during Friday's preseason finale against the Sacramento Kings, rolling out Vincent, Reeves, Doncic, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton. The new-look unit combined for 22 of the Lakers' 28 assists, and all 5 players posted positive plus-minus ratings despite a narrow 117-116 loss to Sacramento. Vincent, who learned on Friday morning that he would start, capitalized on the opportunity with 14 points on 4 of 5 shooting from three-point range, showing the kind of poise and perimeter efficiency that made him one of Redick's most trusted guards this preseason. Doncic praises Vincent's fit in starting backcourt. After the game, Doncic praised Vincent's shooting and defensive toughness, calling him an ideal complement in the backcourt. "I always like playing with Gabe. His shooting is going to help me a lot, Doncic said. We have that connection. He made, 4 threes out of 5? When he's hot like that, we need to get him some more touches. Vincent, meanwhile, said playing alongside Doncic has already elevated his own game. You always have to have your hands ready, Vincent said. My hands were up a little more, waiting on it. He always tends to find you, but it was slightly different off the ball, just trying to be aggressive. The Lakers are currently listed as 2-point underdogs at FanDuel Sportsbook, which offers a welcome bonus like speeds, in their season opener against the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday, but optimism remains high that Vincent's play can help stabilize the rotation in James' absence. Redick, there's a lot of shooting around Luka and Da. Redick confirmed after the game that Vincent's presence provides balance on both ends of the court, but stopped short of committing to any fixed rotation beyond opening night. I don't know anything about who I'm going to be starting the rest of the season, Redick said. There are injuries, and things happen throughout the year. I have a pretty good idea who's going to start game 1. After that, I don't know. But I do think in that lineup there's a lot of shooting around Luka and Da, and Gabe is another ball handler, another tough defender. Vincent finds rhythm after injury-plagued seasons. Since signing with Los Angeles away from the Miami Heat, Vincent's first 2 seasons were marred by injuries. But the 29-year-old guard spent the long offseason focused on conditioning and consistency. Unfortunately, we had an early exit in the playoffs, and it's been a long offseason, Vincent said. But I did what I could to take advantage of it, preparing my body and working on my game. I feel good about the start of the year for myself. That work has paid off. Vincent averaged 16.3 points on 55.6% three-point shooting in 3 preseason games while adding 3.0 assists, hitting double figures every time he suited up. First of all, it's just a lot of work, Vincent said of his hot shooting. There have been a lot of shots made and a lot of shots missed behind the scenes. I've got a lot of trust in myself and a lot of confidence in what I put forward. Lakers banking on Vincent's two-way versatility. Doncic believes Vincent's value goes well beyond offense. He brings that defensive intensity, too, so I think he's going to help us a lot, Doncic said. Vincent's two-way impact fits naturally alongside Reeves in the Lakers' backcourt, with Doncic sliding into the frontcourt role normally anchored by James. I think I just bring what I've been doing since I've been here, Vincent said. Just defending at a high level, playmaking when I can, and spacing the floor while Luka and Austin are creating. As the Lakers prepare to open their 2025-26 NBA season, Vincent's resurgence could be key to surviving the early stretch without LeBron, and establishing chemistry that carries deep into the season. J.J. Redick feels Lakers took step in right direction in preseason finale. After key players were in and out of the lineup all preseason, J.J. Redick used the final exhibition game on Friday night against the Sacramento Kings as a dress rehearsal for the Los Angeles Lakers ahead of opening night on Tuesday. That meant playing starters and regular rotation players for almost the entire game, including Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and others. Unfortunately, the result was another loss as the Lakers fell to the Kings 117-116 and will end their preseason with a 1-5 record. The Lakers were ahead for most of the night though, and Redick assessed both the positives and negatives of the team's final preseason tune-up. The biggest thing from tonight was just our passing, Redick said. 28 assists, 10 turnovers, 9 dead ball turnovers, 1 shot clock violation. The reality is we should have had about 35 assists. We gotta figure out our lobs, and then we had a couple of Harlem Globetrotter plays when the simple play was right there. But we had multiple possessions where everybody touched it, we created multiple advantages and got good shots, some of which we didn't make. But I just liked our offensive flow and execution for most of the game. Not a great defensive start, but there were some good things in the second and third quarters. I challenged guys to be into the basketball more, we were just so far off the body every time we got an ice or weak call. They were better in the second half. Not perfect, but better. I think just overall, good to have like a Marcus Smart game. Did some really good things, that's a positive sign for us going into the regular season. Our starting five was all in the plus and plus minus and three of them in double figures. So I liked overall that group together. Again, another game where I think we took a step in the right direction. The Lakers will be without superstar LeBron James to begin the season, but all of their other key players looked healthy and ready to go on Friday night. LA will have 2 practices before opening night to clean some more stuff up, but Redick and the coaching staff have done what they can this preseason with the cards they were dealt, and now it's just about going out and executing. JJ Redick still won't reveal Lakers starting lineup for opening night. Could Friday's surprising starting lineup be the one the Lakers use against the Warriors to open the season? It would be fair to assume that, after declaring Friday's preseason finale as a dress rehearsal, the starting lineup in that contest would be the starting lineup when the regular season opens. To that point, though, the lineup selected against the Kings was certainly surprising. The inclusion of Gabe Vincent was not one anyone expected, even despite his Steph Curry-like performance against the Mavs. However, Redick seemed to imply pre-game that the lineup in this game would be the lineup on opening night. This content isn't visible due to your cookie preferences. Make sure social media cookies are allowed in your preferences in order to view it. To Vincent's credit, he did continue his hot shooting on Friday, going 4-5 from beyond the arc. However, a starting lineup featuring him, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves would be a pretty small one, which is the concern most fans have. After the game, Redick was asked if that lineup would indeed start against the Warriors on Tuesday, but he remained intentionally coy about it. This content isn't visible due to your cookie preferences. Make sure social media cookies are allowed in your preferences in order to view it. There are few things coaches love more than protecting their starting lineups like they're the nuclear codes. To be fair, Redick was pretty open last season about his starting lineup coming into the season, making it clear early on who would be his starters. That also changed quickly once the season started. Perhaps, then, Redick is more flexible coming into this season and will adjust his starting lineups based on matchups. Against the Warriors, this lineup might make sense as Vincent is a better defender and could be tasked with slowing down Curry. That, however, is always more of a theory than a reality that coaches ever live by. The more likely scenario is that this is, indeed, the starting lineup the Lakers will use on opening night. In the short term, if Vincent is shooting like he has in the last 2 preseason games, it's a fine lineup to roll with. Long term, it's not a lineup that makes as much sense, though. Inserting someone like Marcus Smart or Jared Vanderbilt who can defend bigger wings is the option that makes more sense. Maybe Redick fools everyone and trots out a new lineup on opening night. He is right, though, that the lineups changed often last year, so it's probably not something to get too bothered about. The DeAndre Ayton stat that could silence every Lakers skeptic. Ayton has been the league's best at finishing layups since he was drafted. Since he joined the Los Angeles Lakers, there have been plenty of DeAndre Ayton doubters among the fanbase. It's not like Ayton didn't come to town with some of his own red flags, but one recently shared statistic is a pretty jarring example of why he'll fit so well with this team, and could serve to silence a lot of the skeptics. According to Diggin' Basketball's Iztok Franco, Ayton has been the best percentage-wise layup finisher in the NBA since he was drafted back in 2018. This excerpt from his article says a lot about the kind of player the Lakers have in their locker room now. Since 2018, Ayton's rookie year, he has been the best finisher on shots that Genius Sports tracking data classifies as a layup, defined as an interior shot that does not result from a post move, among players with more than 2,000 such attempts. Ayton has converted 72.5% of his 2,336 layup attempts, almost a full percentage point higher than Giannis Antetokounmpo, who ranks second. DeAndre Ayton has been excellent in one statistical area. That's honestly a shocking number that should serve to put in perspective just how much expertise Ayton has in operating around the rim. It's important to note that he says this number comes from interior shots that don't result from a post move. So these are all examples of DeAndre likely catching the ball and going up for a layup or some other type of attempt at the rim. Having that kind of body control and focus to make such a high percentage of shots from close range makes him the perfect partner for Luka Doncic. It's one thing to have a center who is highly adept at catching the ball, putting it on the floor, and making some kind of patented move to put it up and in. That's of course valuable in its own right, but I would say that having a player like Ayton is actually even more beneficial when you talk about the best fit with number 77. The fact that DeAndre Ayton has made an even higher percentage of this kind of shot over the last 7 years than Giannis Antetokounmpo means the Lakers are working with someone truly gifted as a lob threat and pick-and-roll finisher. He may still have his own unique flaws as a player, but this is one big reason to be excited about his potential. Luka Doncic, Lakers need to improve physicality. Luka Doncic shined in the Los Angeles Lakers preseason finale, playing 32 minutes and finishing with 31 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 block and 1 steal on 8 of 16 shooting. The Lakers played all of their healthy rotation players for a majority of the night though, and they still could not pull away from the short-handed Sacramento Kings, who came back late to earn the victory. It's just the preseason, so there's no reason to be overly concerned, but Doncic wasn't happy with the Lakers' lack of physicality to begin the game. "I think we started a little bit slow, not being physical," he said after the game. "I think when we start games being physical is when we're at our best. So we need to be more physical for sure, getting the ball in the pick and rolls. So just be more physical." The Lakers open up the regular season on Tuesday night against the Golden State Warriors, and Doncic knows they still have some things to clean up before then. "Obviously we didn't win, but like JJ said, there were a lot of good things," Doncic said. "There's some things we need to go through and clear up. There was a lot of good things after that first quarter, so just got from there. We have 2 more practices, so we need to clean up some things." As Doncic said, the Lakers will have 2 practices before opening night and he wants the focus to be on increasing physicality. "I mean, obviously practice is different. In practice we are more physical, but like I said, we need to work on our physicality. Sometimes we're gonna have a small group out there, sometimes we're gonna have a bigger group out there. Obviously there's some stuff to clean up. We start on Tuesday, but obviously I think the physicality. The Lakers roster isn't the most physical one, especially with LeBron James out, but Doncic is right that they can and need to play with more aggression to make up for it." Luka Doncic happy with Lakers playmaking. One of the positives Luka Doncic took away from the Lakers' loss to the Kings was the team's playmaking. "I think it's very important," he said. "I see we had like 28 assists, and that's amazing. We could have had a lot more. I think I missed like 3 or 4 lobs that I normally get. But I think it's great. There were a lot of possessions where everybody touched the ball, everybody was moving. So I think it's very important to do that in the regular season,